All right, let's go to section 3 of this book, page 180, forgetting the fingerings. That may seem weird, but this is really the ultimate goal. You know, you can spend a lot of time memorizing these fingerings. You know, let's say the 12 fingerings for the first mode of the major that we went over, I think, in the key of A. And but the goal is to get to where it all blends together, and you just, this whole fretboard just kind of lights up with all the notes that are in the first mode of the key of A, or all the notes that are in the C major 7 arpeggio, or all the notes that are in the A flat diminished arpeggio. You just see them like they're lit up all over this fretboard. That's a cool spot. That's where your ears and your hands and your mind have come to a point where you have a lot of options and freedom to get around this neck and to come up with different ideas. That's the ultimate goal. All the others, they're a means to an end, but the end you're shooting for is to be able to easily play the melody you're hearing in your head. And by exposing your ears and your mind to all these different arpeggios and modes, you're taking that ketchup and salt hamburger and you're adding pickles and onions to it, and you're making it more interesting, right? You can still go back and have ketchup and salt if you want. That's never gone. You can still, you know, rock out on a pentatonic scale all day. But if you want to add more ideas, more sonic soundscapes to what you're creating, all this material will help get you there. Remember, this is more important than this. What you're feeling, what you're hearing is more important than what you're thinking. But by engrafting all of this knowledge into your head, by building all these fingerings into your muscle memory, it at some point becomes second nature. And you don't have to assimilate the entire contents of this entire book for it to happen. You might just pick up 2 or 3 patterns, and it might significantly change your playing and open up new vistas for you. You don't have to go all the way. You know, Eric Clapton doesn't know this stuff. I don't think Phil Keaggy does. I jammed with Phil a couple of years ago, and he's not a big theory guy. He just plays what he hears. This kind of material is not a necessity for being a great player, but there are players like you, if you've gotten this far, it's in your DNA that you like to use these kind of tools to get out the music that's inside of you, all right? So there's nothing wrong with knowing it, and there's nothing wrong with not knowing it. In music, the end justifies the means. What you want to do is create good music, stuff that's not stale, stuff that has life on it, stuff that has the secret sauce. That's what you're going after. That's the end goal, really, of this book. Really, there's future volumes I could write on melodic motion, on timing, on phrasing, all those things that you're going to pick up by listening to players of all different types of instruments and studying what they're doing with their phrasing and their ideas, that kind of thing. But I digress. Let's get into forgetting the fingerings. All right, so looking at this graphic on page 182, if I was playing this in the key of G, which is written out starting on page 183, I got an example here. If I started off here on the 3rd fret with my 3rd finger, that'd be 6-string 3rd finger. That'd be the middle frame on the top row, 6-string 3rd finger. And I'm going to substitute some of the extended 1st finger notes with open strings. So it'd be, and then I'd go to the 6-string 2nd finger. You see that arrow goes over to the next box. Just follow the arrows. 6-string 1st finger. 6-string 1st finger extended. Then when I get down to here, I'm going to go back up to here, 4th string, 1st finger. So the transition will look like this. That's where I'm starting the 4th string, 1st finger. Then 4th string, 1st finger extended. Then 5th string, 4th finger. 5th string, 3rd finger. 5th string, 2nd finger. 5th string, 1st finger. 5th string, 1st finger extended. 6th string, 4th finger. 6th string, 3rd finger. 6th string, 2nd finger, which is where we started, way down here. And you can keep going up. If you got a Les Paul or a Strat or a 335 or an SG or something that gives you more access, just keep going up as high as you can go there with continuing that. Again, that exercise I just played was written out on page 183, 184, and 185. Now, I'm going to show you the same thing on page 186 and 187. We're going to do the same thing using an arpeggio. And this is going to be a, what did I use here? A G7 arpeggio. So, I'm going to start at the same place here. Again, substituting some of the extended 1st fingers in this pattern with open strings. The G7 arpeggio would look like this, starting on the 6th string, 3rd finger. Moving to the 2nd finger, 6th string. 1st finger, 6th string. 1st finger extended, 6th string. Then we would move to the 1st finger on the 4th string like this, starting from this 6th string. There's where we started on that 4th string, 1st finger. Then 1st finger extended. 5th string, 4th finger. 5th string, 3rd finger. 5th string, 2nd finger. 5th string, 1st finger. 5th string, 1st finger extended. 6th string, 4th finger. 6th string, 3rd finger. 6th string, 2nd finger. On and on up you go. And again, that is following the pattern that was shown on page 182. Now, on those two, on the first mode of the major scale and on that G7 arpeggio, I started on G note here. What if I was starting on B for a B major? Well, there's the B that's closest to the, you want to find the note on the 6th, 5th, or 4th string of the key you're playing in that is closest to the nut. So like on B, I'd start here. and I might start 5th string, 2nd finger. Move it up, and so forth. If I was going to start, you know, on a D, I could start D string open. Then move to here, and so forth. So you just pick the note that's closest and you work through that pattern, follow the arrows, and you cover the entire neck. That will work for absolutely any scale, any mode, and any arpeggio. Now, one caveat. Some of the modes that you have don't start with a whole step in between the first 2 notes. Start with a half step. Examples would be the 2nd mode of the melodic minor, like, or the 2nd mode of the harmonic minor, or the half step, whole step scale, the 7th mode of the melodic minor. Those all begin where the first 2 notes of the mode are a half step apart or 1 fret apart. In that case, we use the template that's on page 188. I've introduced some new fingerings. These I didn't learn back in the day in school. I'm sure I'm not the first to come up with them, but I hadn't heard of them before using this approach. And these are the, if you look at page 188, I hadn't been taught the 6th string 4th finger extended, or the 4th string 2nd finger, or the 5th string 4th finger extended. Those 3 patterns I hadn't been taught, but they just kind of seem to logically work for modes that start with a half step, because in school I was taught just skip those. Those would be blanks there. Just skip them and leapfrog over to the next fingering. But by using the 4th finger extended on the 6th and 5th strings and the 2nd finger beginning on the 4th string, you're able to have a more continuity to your flow up the neck. And let's see, what mode did I use here to start this? This is the 7th mode of the melodic minor, starting on E. So this is actually built on an F melodic minor scale. It's the 7th mode, starts on an E. So I'm going to go down as far as I can towards the nut, which is the open E, and then I'm going to go to this 1st finger of the 4th string. Then I'm going to go to the 4th finger extended of the 5th string. Then 4th finger 5th string. 3rd finger 5th string. 2nd finger 5th string. 1st finger 5th string. 4th finger extended 6th string. 4th finger 6th string. 3rd finger 6th string. 2nd finger 6th string. 1st finger 6th string. Now I'm going to the 2nd finger 4th string. And then back back to the first finger, fourth string. So anyway, that's all written out in the book there, and that's the variation you would use if you're using one of those modes where the first two notes are a half step apart. None of the arpeggios have a half step in the between the first two notes, but several of those modes do. The Locrian mode, the Phrygian mode, the first and fourth modes of the melodic minor, fifth mode of the harmonic minor, seventh mode of the harmonic minor, maybe a couple others. But you'll on those modes with that spacing between the first two notes, that's the approach you'd use. Now, what I do on a typical day, I'll pick a key. Let's say I pick the key of C. I'll play through that exercise that covers the entire neck that we just did. I'll play through the first mode of C all the way up, then the second mode, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, all starting on C. Then I'll go through the 7 modes of the melodic minor, same thing, cover the neck. I'll go through the 7 modes of the harmonic minor. Then I'll play the whole step, the half step, whole step scale starting on C, then the whole step, half step scale starting on C, then the whole tone scale starting on C, cover the whole neck, the C major pentatonic, cover the whole neck, C minor pentatonic, cover the whole neck. Then I'll go through all the arpeggios, C major 7, C6, C7, C7 flat 5, C7 sharp 5, C minor 7, C minor 7 flat 5, C minor 6, C minor flat 6, C half diminished, C minor flat 6 flat 5, C minor major 7, C major 7 sharp 5, C diminished, maybe I left out some, but in each of those I'll cover the whole neck. You know what, that takes me hour and a half maybe, and again, think back to that pie chart I showed you in the intro. You want to spend the majority of your time learning songs, not scales and exercises. So this is important. It's key. It'll take you to higher levels, but you don't want your focus in life to be the guy that knows all the scales and arpeggios. This is a means to an end. It's not an end. So make sure you're spending the majority of your time learning songs, writing songs, arranging things for guitar, not just playing scales. This is the weight room. This is the lifting weights and doing push-ups and sit-ups. This isn't playing the game. So I do all that. Then, cherry on top, I get into the next section we're going to cover next.